Hey everyone, today we'll go through the patch notes for March 18th. There are a couple things to go through, so let's jump right in and talk about all of them. First thing, of course, we have is the balance adjustments. We have a Yanxing getting a pretty decent stat boost. We are getting 39% more HP for her, not to mention 70% more defense. So that's a very beefy up, and I think she should be definitely having way better survivability after the patch. And not to mention her specialty is getting the buff removal from your enemies, so she can remove buff from her passive, special, as well as the ultimate skill. So slap that with the cooldown set with probably damage res, and she should be very viable units to be played for the 3 costs in my opinions, depending on the week. But I think she should be the one that shines out the most out of all this list, I think, because 3 costs is always good cost, and the fact she can remove the buff pretty well is going to be a big thing. Next character we have is a Yannica, and she's definitely getting a nice stat bonus too. 19% more HP, 102% more defense, and 13% more evasions. So for 4 cost units, that's definitely not a bad stat as well. But overall, I think she is probably much harder to play even after this buff. I think 4 costs, especially striker units, are very odd spots, especially for PvP. So despite this buff, I honestly think it's going to be pretty hard to play around with her kits. Third character we have on the list is Aura, and she is 4 cost striker just like Yannica, and she's getting pretty decent stat bonus as well, which is 67% more defense and 40% more evasions. So that's pretty good way to boost up her survivability as well. And I really like this character, so I want this character to be playable. I mean, she has some damage res from her kits as well, so possibly she will be tanky enough to play. I did play her when she was up before, and I saw the potential, but for 4 costs, it's always questionable. I think 4 costs is just such a weird cost zone to be used, and you really need a lot of things to work around compared to 3 cost units, where 3 cost units is kind of easy to throw in, redeploy again later types of thing. So we'll see if she will be worthing 4 costs. I think she's definitely in better position than Yannica, I would say. I could be wrong though, so we'll see. We'll test them out both and see how they perform after the patch. Next character we have on the list is a rearmament Juxiang, and she is definitely getting a minor buff. 11% more HP and 4% more evasions. So I don't think she will change that much, but at the same time, I kind of see why they're kind of hesitant on buffing her too much, because she was definitely probably one of the most spammable character when she was upped in the past. So I kind of see why they're taking a slower approach. I honestly would like to see maybe a bit more evasion. I mean, 20% evasion probably wouldn't help to trying to get her to like 2000s, and maybe just a bit more to get around like 90k-ish range. I think that's probably enough, but we'll see. Maybe this will make her able to be much more spammable, which I really don't think so. So I think they could have gave her a little bit more, but we'll see how much this will change. I mean, buff is a buff. Last character we have on the list is Leona, and she's definitely really underwhelming as of right now. So they are definitely giving her a pretty big buff, 80% more HP, 45% more defense, as well as 101% more evasions. So stat boost is pretty nice, but I don't think that's enough to play around with her kits in general. Her kits requires to be keep on killing the targets and such. So against like Blue Breach comp or any summoner comps, I think she definitely have some potentials. But still, I think it's a very hard call to be used in most of the situation. I think I'd rather use some other 3 cost units to help me beat those situations. So I will definitely say the one that wins this balance adjustment is a Yanxing. I think you will definitely see her more often, but I mean, Yannica got pretty big buff too, so I'm just looking at her kit right now. I just don't think she'll be viable, but hey, maybe I'll be surprised with her stat boost, so maybe she's always welcome to surprise me. I think Aura definitely have potentials. Juxiang and Leona is probably not going to be used as much, but we'll see. Next one is the search functions, which is the quality of life changes for your units and many different things within the game. So you can look up for your units, gear, as well as your ships, operator, trophies, and items as well. So that sounds like a pretty advanced technology. I personally don't think I really need this thing, but I can see for a newer player or people who doesn't really know about the game that much, I think this will definitely help it out. Like I always say, maze gear, maze gear, maze gear, and they have no idea what the gear is. Now they can just type the maze within the gear tabs and they will directly pop up and they know what exactly it is. Or certain units, I say they're really good. They only know the name, but they don't know what class they are, what cost they are, and stuff like that. But let's say if they type Agnes, Agnes should pop up on the list within their unit pools if they have it, so it's much easier to locate most likely. But this example seems pretty cool. You can filter our gear with a certain amount of skill haste and such, so maybe after all, maybe I'll try out this option here and there. Next one is a maximum Eternium capacity and daily supply adjustment. So basically, to sum it up, as you level your company levels, you are going to be getting bigger Eternium capacity, so you can hold out more Eterniums, as well as getting more Eterniums per daily as well. So pretty nice change, and they are going to be adding that within this patch. Next, we had the Vanguard Exorcist Nicole, which is the next counterpass units, and she's going to be a soldier unit. She's going to be a 3-cost wrecker with the ground attack and a fury type. And let's go through her kits, which seems to be specializing her special skill. She is able to inflict AoE damage, then she's also able to apply HP burn. That's also really good. Along with that, she's also able to apply minus 50% knockback res, so your enemies will be pushed better with her kits over time. And after she casts her special skill, she's going to be getting damage M 25% as well as a damage res penetration plus 80%, and it will gradually decrease over time. So after a special skill, she's going to be going pretty good burst damage for sure. She also gets enhanced attack with her other passive skill, and that enhanced attack triggers every 10 seconds, and enemies hit by this skills will getting minus 50% movement speed along with the minus 30% hit as well as evasion rates. So pretty decent enhanced attack. If damage for this is also pretty good, then I can see this will be another nice addition to her kits. But overall, for 3-cost units, that seems like a pretty good burst damage if she has the right amount of stats. So we'll see what she can bring in terms of gauntlets. But beside her kits, I will say she definitely looks locked in, like her outfits and everything. Can't wait to test her out. We got some rerun units here and there. We got the danger close with the freaking HP burn, so that sounds pretty scary. We'll see what we can do. But yeah, that's one of the most crazy debuff, and now that's applying for all units. So maybe it's time for use units with the immortality buff, but we'll see. Now we got some punch event here as well. With the additional improvement changes, they're actually adding a buff duration timer for your operator skills. So that's pretty good UI update, I would say. Now you can actually see very good visual representation of how long your operator buff is going to be lasting for. So I would say that's a very good change. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the patch notes today. We'll definitely test out Yanxing and some other characters after the maintenance over, and we'll definitely see what Nicole can do throughout PvP for sure. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time with more video. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Take care.